All right, y'all. I'm going to get right into this one. This is Somebody But Nobody. This is the SBN Lifestyle. Thank you for joining my channel. If you haven't subscribed and you like the video or you want to subscribe. That's totally up to you. But I'm going to get right into this video. This may sound really, really weird to people, and I don't know what to name the video. But I was just watching this interview on, these two hip hop rappers that used to rap, Fat Joe and Royce the 5'9". I know a lot of you probably don't know who they are, or some of you might know who they are. But they're talking about Eminem and how Eminem used to be what he was, and he kind of fell off, and nobody really, listens to him that much anymore. There's still a lot of people that listen to him, but a lot of people that don't. And I think a lot of you know who Eminem is. But this isn't about Eminem, the video. But, once these guys get famous and people start making all this money, it's kind of like, what is your message gonna be about anymore? You know what I mean? You ain't gonna be going through no type of struggle. You're not gonna have any problems. You ain't gonna go through too much of anything. And I mean, you can still be creative. If you're rich and famous, you can still be creative. But the reason I say this is because, and this is why I say it sounds crazy, I don't know how to play an instrument. I don't know, I don't know how to play a piano. I don't know how to do it. I just put my fingers on the keyboard and I keep doing things with my fingers until I get it to how I want it, and I play a melody like that. I don't know how to play an E minor, an F flat and all that, or E major or all that stuff. I don't even know how to do that because I try to make it new every time I go into making music. And I want it to be a challenge. I don't want it to be easy. I don't want a ton of money. I don't want to be rich, because if I'm rich, then what do I really have to do? I mean, the only advantage in that is that I can pay my bills and I can maybe help other people out that are in need. But it's like, it's just, there's no inspiration with money to me at all. And I said this in my other video, it's not about the money. Even though we need money to pay our bills and buy t-shirts for your clothing line and other things and all that, in your channel and a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm just referring to YouTube. It's like, I do not want to have a ton of money. I do not want to be rich. I don't want to be nowhere near rich. I want to have just enough to where I can get by, or a little bit more than that, And it's like, the reason I'm telling you this is because a lot of these famous guys, they fall off after they get really famous and they become rich. Do you notice how a lot of them fall off and they're not what they were while they were coming up? Because they were grinding, because they had things to talk about. They were still struggling. They were still going through things that they could sing and rap and talk about that we could relate to. And a lot of this stuff we can't relate to anymore because they made it. They got big and rich and famous and they live in a mansion and all this stuff. And it's like, I never will even let myself get in that predicament. I will never be in a big mansion. I'll never be to where I have 4 cars or anything like that. I will keep it minimal. I will keep it as less as possible. I'm a less is more guy. I'm a yin yang guy. I'm SBN. That's why I keep telling y'all about my name, because I don't want to be either or. I don't want to be down in the dumps too much, and I don't want to be up on the hill with the rich people. You know, so basically that is the moral of the story that I'm talking about. But there is so many things that I limit myself to. I don't want to know how to play an instrument. I want to go into doing things with a new perspective and like it's fresh and new. You know, I don't want the same old ingredients. You know, I want new ingredients to put together and make something out of it, you know? And even though, yes, I went through all of the sounds on my equipment that I have, all of the little synth drum machines I have, but, you know, there's sounds that I like, and then there's sounds that ain't so great, but I can make sound better. But I need more sounds, but see, I don't need a lot of sounds. You see, it's that constant contradiction. I want some great sounds, but not a ton of them because it's too much then. You know what I mean? It's always back and forth. It's always don't go too far over here or don't go too far over here. Stay right here. Stay right here, you know? It's that balance that I'm constantly looking for in my message, with my music, with my writings, with everything. And I know that I don't put out hardly any of my writings and what I write and what I jot down in my poems. And a lot of my music I still haven't even put out. So, you know, I just wanted to say that because I think a lot of us, we're all trying to get big and be this big something. But when you get there, you're going to realize that I really don't want to be here. I want to be like I was, you know, when I was coming up, so to speak. You know, I think that's how it is for a lot of musicians. And I don't want to allow myself to be there. I don't want to, you know, have 5 years where I'm on fire and then something happens to totally knock me off the cradle. And then I have 10 years or 15 years where it's like, oh, well, he's nothing no more because he became this way. He became rich, or he became famous, or he became wealthy and people changed the way he was and all that. It won't happen with me. I won't allow it to happen because I won't let it destroy my creativity. I won't let it destroy who I am as a person. And I have to keep it minimal. I got to always remember to keep things minimal as much as I possibly can, you know? And I will end the video with this. I didn't even want to make it this long. If you listened to any of the music that I uploaded and you did not like something, I just wanted to tell y'all that I will not always be uploading the same genre or the same type of music. I'm going to be uploading hip hop, you know, cinematic stuff, Marilyn Manson type stuff, like Korn kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like a whole bunch of stuff. I do all kinds of different genres. I don't do just one genre. So when I start putting out my music, you may not like something at all, and then something else you might like. I just wanted to let everybody know that at the end of this video. I wanted to say it at the beginning of the video, but just be on the lookout for that. It's not always going to be the same thing. You know, I've been uploading a lot of the same stuff. I was doing my hip hop stuff, and then I did 2 cinematic beats, you know, with the videos that I posted a couple days ago, a week ago, however long it was. But be on the lookout for that. And then, like I said, in the future, I'll be having my clothing line coming. I don't know when that's going to happen, but it will happen one day. And my poetry and stuff, I don't know why I haven't been doing more of that on here, you know? Because I have so much stuff. I have like 8, 9, 10 notebooks here full of writings and poems, you know, and I guess I'll keep that stuff mostly to myself, and I'll express it in my music in these videos. You know, I really don't have to read out of a notebook to just be myself and to give y'all what, you know, I really want to give you and who I am, you know. Sometimes I'm a lot better coming off the top of my head, and sometimes I can't think of nothing. Like right now, I can't really think of too much. I'm drawing blanks here. But I think it's better to show our human side, to show our mistakes, and to show that we don't always know what we're going to say or do. And the spontaneousness of things makes it interesting. And I want to do that, and I'm going to do that in the future. I just don't have the right setup to do it right now. I don't have cameras. You know, there's just a couple things that I can't. I mean, I can do it on this little phone. You know, I can do it, but it just doesn't sound good, and it doesn't look too great, and it's just, I want to put out stuff that people are going to actually watch and listen to again. You know, I don't want it to be some sloppy, unedited thing where I'm putting it out and then you watch it once and you're like, oh, okay, well, that sounded like crap and all that, you know. I know I'm struggling with perfectionism and procrastination, but there's a difference between that and then putting out something that you worked on a couple times. You know what I mean? You can't just put something out that isn't done and is just not finished at all. So it's a very thin line. If you're an artist or a musician, you know what I'm talking about. You know, I think we're all perfectionist to a certain extent, you know, because we want it to be right. You know, I want to give y'all great music. I want to give you something that you're going to listen to over and over again until it gets old. You know what I mean? And then it might be old. Then years from now, you're going to go back to it like a classic, you know, like a Nate classic. You know, I have another channel even on here named Nate Classics, but I don't do anything on it right now because I just kind of put that on the back burner for now, you know. So that's my other channel is Nate Classics. I have 5 subscribers on there, and I have some of my beats on there. But you know, that's one of my other names too that I use is Nate Classics. You know, I like that one too. But I just like SBN. I like the somebody but nobody lifestyle. There's just something that rings in my everything about that. There's just this vibration that goes through my body and out of my mouth and in my head and just who I am as a person, you know, somebody but nobody. You know, it just sounds right for me, you know, and I know a lot of people ain't going to understand it, and I have to explain it to a lot of people what it really means, you know. It's the constant back and forth, you know. I'm never on any side. It's just finding out new things and never staying stagnant in one spot, you know. So, and I could just keep going on about this, y'all, because I love talking about contradiction, and I love talking about the weird things, and I love talking about the odd things, and, you know, things that don't make sense. You know, there's too many people talking about, you know, being goody two-shoes and, you know, living the way everyone else does and how everyone else does things. And I don't want to do that. I want to be different, but yet be unique to myself, you know, and it'll speak for itself, you know. I don't really have to say things like this too much anymore because my art and my musicianship will speak for itself. You know, I really don't have to really say stuff like this anymore, and I probably won't be. Maybe little bits and pieces, but, you know, I don't want to give too much beforehand, you know what I mean? Then I'm going to spoil, you know, the fun or what's coming. So, anyway, that's it for this video, y'all. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. hit the like button so I can get out more. I appreciate when y'all do that, when you hit the like button, because it's going to help me to, be known and seen and heard by more people. And if you would like to donate anything, you can go to the description. It's my PayPal at, Nate Classics. You'll see it on there. It's in blueprint. If you want to, that's up to you. I'd appreciate if you did anything you could do. And yeah, there's a lot more stuff coming. I'm just preparing, and, I want it to be something. I don't just want it to be any old piece of something being put out. You know what I mean? I actually want it to sound good and be okay and be something relatable and genuine to who I am, So, and I don't really have too much patience, but I've been being patient for a long time with stuff, and it's just time to do something. If anything, just do something. So that's all I got. Leave me anything you want in the comments. It doesn't matter. This is a place to express yourself and to be free and natural all the time. No holds bars. It's whatever it is here. Don't hold back with anything. Be you and do what you're going to do. We got one life to live, y'all. One life. And we don't have long to do something. So, now's the time. That's how I need to think and how I want to think, because there's not a lot of time to do stuff. Time is flying by. Even though time really doesn't exist and all we have is now, right now, it is what it is, So I'll talk with y'all in a little bit. Thanks, y'all.